I believe that VeChain could be such a big narrative during this bull run, even though it's not a small project by any means. I think it's about to hypothetically gain that mass attention, like one of those established projects, like a BNB, like a Solana, like an Ethereum. I think it could very well gain that during this bull run. And I think as a result of that, its primary native token called VET, again, during this bull run could hypothetically reach the price of $1. Even though that's not financial advice, the way you take a look at it is that this is only natural because as we all know, VeChain, it's focused on supply chain management. And let's face it, a lot of businesses out there, a lot of enterprises, they need to, in some cases, improve their supply chain management. And also, not to mention, we see people usually move in trends. People like NFT projects, they like DeFi projects, they like gaming projects, meme coins, AI projects. It's only fair to assume that supply chain management could very well be the next big thing because not only is this, again, something that is, crucial to improve in the business world, but also on top of that, it really hasn't gained that mass attention yet. But, what I've seen from history, time and time again, people do usually latch on to the next up and coming thing, something that could very well be massive in the future. And I think this could very well be exactly that. And it's not like VeChain has bad adoption anyways, because, in terms of partnerships, it's actually very impressive. You take a look at how it's partners, for instance, with PricewaterhouseCoopers. You even take a look at, for instance, Deloitte, Walmart China, BMW, H&M, Louis Vuitton, Moët Hennessy, even something like, the government of Cyprus, which is very amazing. So even at a governmental level, this is already, something that VeChain has been partnering up with, right, in a sense. So this is what I really like about it. Not to mention as well, the VeChain Thor blockchain. Now, this is a very good topic to talk about because I think that it often doesn't get the credit that it deserves because people oftentimes like to say that, oh, the VeChain Thor blockchain, it's not massive. It's too small. Look at Solana. Take a look at, Ethereum, all this type of stuff. But my argument is that, even though the VeChain Thor blockchain doesn't have the best adoption, even though it's not like the most popular thing out there, because typically when people think about good blockchains, they don't think about VeChain Thor, but I do. Now, the reason is because while we've seen, some caca nonsense like Solana have 8 different network outages allegedly in a year, right? At least at one point, even though it's allegedly been fixed, but who knows? Even despite that, do we see any of that type of stuff with VeChain Thor? We just don't see that. 0 network outages, by the way. This is hypothetically a verifiable fact because it does state that. But again, ever since 2018, network outages has been 0, which is very impressive, by the way, because, if let's say it had like a couple a year, that'd be kind of caca, but you know what? That'd be understandable, right? Now, of course, Solana level, like 8 in a year, that'd be completely embarrassing. But let's say like even 8 ever since 2018, I wouldn't even mind. But this is like 0. This is so amazing, in my opinion. Like, wow. When I see stuff like this, it really showcases the attention to detail that the team put when I think creating, the VeChain Thor blockchain hypothetically, because when you think about it, something this reliable, something must be done right, or something has to be done right in order for this to happen. And I think enterprises, they care about this type of stuff because enterprises, when they want to adopt new technology, they want something that's reliable. They don't want something that's going to, impede, right? Or should I say slow down their day-to-day functions, their business. They don't like that. So if let's say an enterprise wants to adopt Solana, do you think they're going to care about the fans or the hype or what people say on X? They don't care about this type of stuff. Let's face it. This is just like for the retail market. Enterprises, they care about how this can actually benefit them in the long term. So if they see something like the VeChain Thor blockchain, again, let's say being very reliable, they're going to like that. Even though it may not have the fans or the hype, they usually don't care. Not to mention as well, if you take a look at, again, VeChain Thor, allegedly is very environmentally friendly. And this is also going to be another bonus point, in my opinion, because, guess what? A lot of enterprises nowadays, they care about going green. They care about the environment. They just care about this type of stuff. It's just the way things are evolving. And I think that's great. Not to mention, this is going to benefit, of course, the VeChain Thor blockchain, because if they want to adopt something that's, environmentally friendly, and let's say they want to get into the world of blockchain technology, VeChain Thor, it's pretty much one of the best options in my opinion. Now, some people like to ask me, why don't I talk about VTHO? Now, VeChain Thor Energy, aka VTHO, is basically used for gas fees in a sense when it comes to the VeChain platform. Now, the VeChain token, aka VET, which I've been talking about throughout this whole video, it is the primary token again. and it's used to transfer value, across the network or the platform. But the way you take a look at it is that, again, VeChain, it plays a crucial role, but I think that VET is the real McCoy for me. And again, $1 really wouldn't seem that crazy, especially when I consider how VeChain could very well be a big narrative during this bull run. And keep in mind, $1 isn't all that insane. If it were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $80 billion. So not too crazy. We've seen Dogecoin reach over 80 billion, BNB reach over 100 billion. This is around an 18x from here, by the way. Not too bad, especially considering how much it has pumped. Let's say doing an additional 18x doesn't seem so bad. This pump, by the way, I predicted. But even besides that point, the way I view it is that when it comes to VeChain, is it going to gain the best adoption in the next 6 months to a year? No, it's not. But it doesn't really matter, because even though it has the capabilities to, it's not going to see it, in my opinion, in the next 6 months to a year. But again, the fact that it has the capabilities to, that right there is enough to create all that commotion, all that hype during a fully fledged bull run. People often care about anticipated adoption as opposed to adoption in its current form, if that makes sense. That's not really a criteria that people pay often attention to. It's like, for instance, I got a 34 on my ACT, which is, allegedly a very good score, but that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't affect my life whatsoever as of right now. Did anyone ever ask me randomly, hey, what'd you get in the ACT? No, it's not going to play a role in my life. But again, it was cool at the time. And I think much like, when you take a look at VeChain, all people are going to care about is the anticipated adoption. And I think it has that covered. Now, you take a look at, also on top of that, some people like to think that this bull run is going to be caca or whatever. But if you actually take a look at the old saying, right? A high tide raises all ships. Now, why do I use this saying? It's because even according to Charles Hoskinson, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, and not only that, he's the founder of Cardano. According to him, in the next 1 to 2 years, based on a video that he was in on November, he could very well see Bitcoin either reaching 250,000 all the way up to $500,000. Could you imagine that? If Bitcoin only even goes to, quote unquote, right, 250,000, which is his worst case price prediction, even at that point, $1 for VET may seem a little bit bearish. But, that's just the way to take a look at it. I mean, again, a high tide raises all ships. If Bitcoin were to do that, altcoins start doing amazing. The sentiment, everything becomes positive. VET at the price of $1, I don't see why not. Now I'm going to continue my strategy throughout this whole time, which I've been doing, which is dollar cost averaging. So anytime an income, acquiring, holding, and just waiting, that's pretty much it. Because I haven't sold any VET whatsoever, and I don't plan to in the very near future, because I think better days are ahead. I think sometime in 2025, man, things could truly shine in such a massive way, which is why I'm still staying patient and I'm not giving up. People, they're often paying attention to these random caca projects, but I think that personally for me, I need to look for projects that have this potential for becoming the next big narrative. And VeChain, I don't see why it wouldn't be that. Again, I think it could be something so special during this bull run. It did well in the past, but I think, man, 2025, it could very well have that status of being one of the premier projects out there. And that's why I've been acquiring VET for a very long time now. But, I'm still not going to stop, because I think better days are ahead. Even if VET goes to the price of 50 cents, I'm still going to be accumulating. Why is that? Even though at that point, the hypothetical upside is only a 2x, that's a lot better than having that cash sitting in a bank account. That's just my opinion. So that's why I still believe in VET. And man, 2025 could very well be a time to shine. And I really can't wait. And again, VET at the price of $1 really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.